Why do I keep trying? Well, they say that if it's your calling, it will keep calling. I know how it feels to be a failure. I know that if you clicked on this video, you're already feeling crappy. And I'm sorry about that. If you were complacent in your failure, you wouldn't be seeking ways to get out of it. So I applaud you for that. Thank you for being here. It's wonderful to be in the company of another person that is still trying their very best to become better, even when all of the evidence suggests that you're too late. That is just how things have gone in the past. But now we're here. And what are you going to do with that? Why do I feel qualified to speak on the topic? Well, first of all, I am 28 years old and I have no money in my savings. I'm divorced, have had a history of severe mental illness, including a couple of hospitalizations. I'm a professional barista at 28 years old. I love what I do. I love my work, but it makes me feel a little bit insecure. I have a lot of failed relationships, a lot of friendships that went south, business relationships that went kaput. I was fired by my very first yoga teaching job. Did put myself into a lot of positions where I was crossing my own boundaries and I didn't care. I spent 8 years in community college before I graduated with my associate's degree in liberal arts. I was in a band that failed. This podcast that you are listening to / watching right now, I have had maybe 8 different iterations of this podcast over the course of almost 10 years. It didn't go well. And by it didn't go well, I mean that I just did not put in the energy necessary to be persistent to make it work. And I did that about 8 times, that I put in the energy and then gave up because nothing was happening. And that means that I'm a failure and that means that I'm worthless. I have to sit with that. That's my work to do. That's not your responsibility. And it's also not a reason for me to not show up, because I'm not doing this for me. I'm doing this for you, right? The big question is, how do I stop being a failure? I'm going to go in order from the hardest way to stop being a failure to the easiest way to stop being a failure, because chances are you're going to hear the first thing that I'm going to say here and you're going to think, oh no, that's really hard to do. I don't know if I can actually do that. Just hold on a second, because I want to give you the contrast of like what it really takes to change who you are immediately versus like if you want to ease your way into it, which is 100% okay. Sometimes you're in seasons where you cannot make yourself do the hard thing, and you have to give yourself grace for that, to just get yourself a little further along than you would have been if you didn't do anything at all. So the first thing to do to stop being a failure is to stop acting like one. Now, you didn't hear me right. I didn't just call you a failure. I said that you're acting like one. Do you wake up and press snooze on your alarm and you roll out of bed late? You don't do your morning routine. You don't wash your face. Maybe you forget to brush your teeth. I've been there. You do the bare minimum throughout the day. Find yourself scrolling on your phone, feeling sorry for yourself, repeating to yourself over and over again that you can't change, that this is who you are. Have your phone very close to your face for hours in the dark, and then you go to bed. Sounds like you're acting like someone who has been complicit in their failure. You have to stop acting like that. At any point that you notice yourself in that pattern of mediocrity, of just letting life pass you by, it only takes one action. Either putting down your phone and putting on a song that you want to sing to because you really want to be a singer. So practice. Put down your phone, pick up your guitar. Practice. Get out your sketchbook. Get out your journal. Document. Put down your phone. Go for a walk. Start to get some movement in your body. Maybe instead of doing the bare minimum, go a little further for somebody at work. I don't know. And notice how most of these things of changing how you act starts with putting down your phone. Putting down your phone.
Putting down your phone.
Just notice. I'm here to remind you that life is so much bigger than the tiny screen you are looking at me on right now. I can guarantee you that you're missing out on your own life by not allowing yourself to sit through the discomfort and actually do something differently about it. You will continue to get caught in the same cycles unless you take initiative in the moment. And there are multiple moments. There are infinite amounts of moments, which is really great news because if you missed one moment, instead of perpetuating the cycle of feeling bad about yourself for the remaining moments of your life, you could just use the next moment to make a change. Whoa, that's crazy. It sounds easy when I say it. I know that it's not. So much stuff comes up when you start to try and act differently because your brain is programmed a certain way to expect certain behaviors to happen. We need structure to function properly in our lives. And even if creating a new structure would be better for you, if it's unfamiliar, you're not going to want to do it. But you have to keep in mind that, like, in this entire journey of no longer being a failure, just taking action is the hardest thing you'll ever have to do. And the more that you do it, the easier it gets and the less scary it becomes. I'm going to try it anyway. Second way to stop being a failure is to stop talking about yourself like you were a failure. Whoa, that's the same thing. No, it's not. Actions speak louder than words. I want to speak about myself the way that the person I want to be speaks about themselves. Instead of seeing the evidence from the past about what I was and what I did and what I failed at, instead, I'm taking this moment right now and I am doing what a lot of people in the spiritual community call scripting, speaking aloud things that are not yet true, but that I expect to be true in the future. Therefore, with my words, I am declaring to the universe that it has already happened. With a persistent practice of affirmation, of speaking myself into a new existence, over time, that existence will start to reveal itself around me. Do keep in mind, though, that affirmation without discipline is just delusion. The minute that you start projecting into the future and you start to get all Illuminati with it and be like super grandiose, like, you can have your fun there, but make sure to reel it back from time to time, bestie. Instead of saying, yeah, well, I'm just doing my best, you could say, I am so blessed to be where I am right now. Because it's true, no matter where you are right now, it could be worse. So just take that into consideration. Perspective is everything. You don't have to tell people about what you're doing, by the way. Nobody has to know. It can be on a need to know basis about what you're working on currently. The way that you speak about yourself matters. Like, you can't keep degrading yourself and like making fun of your own lack of intelligence, or you failed over and over again, like making fun of your own mistakes. Like, that stuff is really just perpetuating the life that you're living that you don't want to live anymore. I don't like how much longer do you think you can manage that and then like still believe that you are worthy of a better life? Don't dig yourself a deeper hole by telling yourself and telling the world that you're digging a deeper hole. Like, you have to change the way that you're speaking in order to change the reality that you're seeing around you. The third way to stop being a failure is to stop thinking that you are one. Oh my God, this is the same damn thing. You're a broken record, Kay. I don't want to listen to you anymore. You're just saying the same thing over and over again. Like, actually, no, I'm not. I'm giving you different layers. The hardest way is to start acting different. That is difficult when you have words and thoughts and feelings in the middle, right? That are preventing you from actually taking different action. So if you really want to ease yourself into a new way of being, start by thinking differently. You've clicked on this video, you've lasted until this point. So if you're not scared of like the most difficult parts, this is not going to phase you very much. And I'm really grateful for that, because you understand the fundamental truth that your thoughts dictate the life that you live, and perspective is everything. This includes being educated on context of the rest of the world. Like, where do you exist in context of the rest of the world? Are you in the United States of America? Do you have an iPhone? Do you have social media downloaded on your phone? Are you consistently posting? Do you have a skincare routine? Are you able to buy groceries for yourself? You most likely, my friend, are fine. It's really, really hard to switch your perspective because you will get stuck in the thinking of you don't have a choice. You're stuck in this horrible reality. It's the worst. It's so bad. There's so many problems. If you just zoomed out and you got context, you would be able to see how truly blessed you are. And this is a daily decision that you have to make to have that perspective. Like with anything else, practice makes perfect. And so the first day, you're going to feel pretty corny for saying, oh, I'm so blessed. I love this life. Thank you so much for keeping me safe, for giving me a good place to sleep, for giving me clean bedding, for giving me a hot shower, for giving me warm food, fresh food. These are things that we take for granted a lot of the time. If you had context and you lived in the moment with this context, you would be much more connected to the gratitude of where you are right now. And with gratitude comes expansion naturally. Things will just start to line up when you live from that place of context. Continuing your education is of the utmost importance when it comes to this. If you're just spending all of your time on social media, on the internet, like, you are living in a feedback loop. The algorithms of the internet are showing you what they think you want to see based on what you continue to click on. You are expected to stay in the loop because you've always stayed in the loop, so why would you change? I think very few people know that there is an ellipses next to posts that you can click on and it says, don't show this again. If more people knew that that were the case, then maybe it might open up space for them to see something new. But if they don't even know that there's an option to see something different or to not see this anymore, then how can they know that there's room? Does that make sense? So you have to remind yourself that you always have the choice to see a new perspective, to gain control back over your life, to decide, I don't want to live this way anymore. Whereas you've been in this place where you're telling yourself, I'm a failure, it's too late for me, nothing's worked out ever, so it's never going to work out. You're finally taking a step back, taking your power back, and now you have the space to be inspired. You can't beat yourself up for not being inspired when there's nothing to be inspired about. Your brain is full of all of the crazy stuff that you've been telling yourself. You haven't made room for the new stuff to come in, so it's not going to come in until you make room for it. So take control of your thoughts. It's really as easy as saying right now to yourself, I think I want to do better. Whoa. Timeline shift. Change your life right there, right then and there. I want to leave you with one very important concept. Drastic change, if it feels drastic in the moment, it's probably not a very big change in the long run. Night and day difference, an overnight success, a video going viral, something that feels really, really big in the moment, that's probably going to be gone in a couple of months. When something really, really big happens in your life, good or bad, I need you to take a deep breath and remind yourself that this is just a distraction from the greater purpose. Real lasting change feels kind of boring, kind of mundane. Sure, there might be a honeymoon effect of it when you first start something new and it feels super exciting and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm going to have all this success and it's going to be so great. Oh my gosh, everything's going to work out for me. But then you're just doing it. And doing it is not the same as starting it or being celebrated for it. So you just frickin' doing it and it's boring. You have to remind yourself that the destination is within the progress itself. I promise you, if you change your perspective today and you decide to put your head down and work on changing your daily habits so that you can be a success, 3 months down the line, if you go to the gym every day, you're going to have a new body. 3 months down the line, if you start prioritizing your writing, you're going to have a manuscript. 3 months from now, if you start picking up the guitar 15 minutes a day, you're going to know your scales. Like, you're going to be able to write your own music. You might even understand some software so that you can start producing it yourself. Like, there's so many things that you will be able to do as long as you believe in the minuscule tiny shifts every single day that no longer make you a failure. So if it feels super big in the moment, it's probably not. If it feels like just like a minor inconvenience, but you know that it's probably good for you, chances are that's going to lead you to some massive change. It seems counterintuitive. That's how a lot of things like this go with tricking yourself into a better life. So just trust me. I will say, with a lot of things that haven't gone right in my life, they have given me really beautiful lessons. Overall, at the end of the day, I am happy and content with where I am right now. And I still know that this is the before. And I'm okay with that. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for tuning in to Right Now Let's Enjoy. If you enjoyed this, please like it, give me a comment, let me know what resonated with you most, and share it with someone who you think might benefit from hearing this today. Also, make sure to subscribe to this channel and catch up with newer episodes going forward. Love you so bad. I'll see you soon. Bye.